Hello, in this session of how to use your Roland digital recorder, we're going to go through starting it up and setting it up for recording. This is the front view of your Roland 1880 digital recorder. This is the rear view of your Roland 1880 digital recorder, where you will find your power button right here on the left. Before starting, make sure that any peripherals are already turned on. Now we're going to start. Press the start button and wait. It'll go through its startup procedure like any computer, because it is a digital device. It's going through and looking for the CD burner, the peripheral that I showed you earlier. And now it's loading the CD burner's specifications and loading the song. And there we go, we're started up. The first thing I do once it's started up to set it up for recording is to turn all the input channels up to 100%, which is the bolded line, 100% or 0 dB. You turn them all 1 through 8, and 7 and 8 is on 7, and 8 input at channel 8 is on actually 9 and 10. Then you turn it back to track, which is your output tracks, and we turn them all down, the ones that we're not using. And then let's turn up the master volume. And one of the first things that I do when I set up for recording is to disconnect all the record tracks from the input tracks, so that I can pick and choose myself which input tracks go to which recording tracks. So if you press down on this button here, which is your recording track monitors, as you can see, it's all connected to different tracks. So I just go over to here to the clear button by pressing this down and clear them all out. Since tracks 17 and 18 are your final mix tracks, then I usually do not use them to record onto, because you can't record them and record onto them at the same time. So what I use it for is actually to have a monitor for my inputs. So we're going to take this one, and you press down on this, and then you press on each one of these. I barely reached that one. So I'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and 8. And you can see how they're all connected to 17 and 18. So what that does is makes 17 and 18 your monitor channel for all your inputs. So at any time you can turn it up or down. So that during playback you can turn it down and no input noise is heard. This is good for recording your preliminary CDs before you go to your final mixdown. These up here are the input channels. There's 8 of them. 2 of them have a mic jack like this, number 1 and 2. 3 through 8 have a regular 1/4 inch jack like that. Now this is where you turn the gain up. How much of this instrument are you going to let in? Now if you press this button, you get to over here. This has all the parameters and settings for the input track. Now you usually turn on your equalizer, and here's some effects channels. Here pan left and right, and here's your fader volume here. Is at 100 that we set before. and press the play button to get back to the regular recording mode. These are your output channels. They're also the channels that you record onto. This is how you get your channel specifications, just like in the input channels. And you have all the same parameters that you have for your input channels. So this, and we go over here and hit the play to get back into the record mode. And then this is your status for each track. This is playback, this is off, this is play through, so it plays through the input channel that's connected to it, and this is record. Let's set up to record. First thing we have to do is, since we disattached all the output channels to the input channels, we have to assign an input channel to this output channel. So since I have the drums on 7 and 8, I will assign 3 and 4 to 7 and 8, since I usually choose 3 and 4 to be my drum tracks. Now that we have the tracks assigned and the 3 and 4 record output track on play through, we can check the levels on the drum machine. The drum machine is right here, and it's attached to the computer, which is all run by this here. So as soon as I press play, so what we want to do is make sure that this level is the same level as what's going to come in to replace that 3 and 4 drum track. So now we stop the machine, and we notice that the average of 3 and 4 was about 12. So if we go over here and put these on record with one click a piece, this will play the track that's already on there and give us the level that we really want to get at. I've turned down the master volume so you can hear me. So now this volume, the average is less than 12. So we'll try to bring down these to compensate for that. Sorry about that much. Stop it. Now what I did was disattach the drum machine from the system so that it will play by itself, so we can check the volume, make sure that we've got it. And it looks like we need to come down maybe even a little bit more. Yeah, for an average of less than 12. I think that looks pretty good. One more thing I need to do, since I've already got my drum track from here to here already set, where I want the drum track to start and end. So now I have to do an auto punch. Since it's marked already with these markers, you can press auto punch 7 and 8 and then press auto punch on, and it'll only record between those two. Now look for digital recording 1-2.